Hello, and this is the Spooky Moon, and I'm going to be talking about my Beatles record collection. I really like the Beatles. I've been a fan for quite a while of most of my life, since I was like 16 or 17, kind of late in the game. But before I do that, I'd like to tell you about my new album. It's called Mystic Ukulele. It's by the Spooky Blue Translucent Goons. It's the full name of the band. Me. I play all the instruments. I write all the songs, and links are in the description box if you're interested. But anyways, my first record. It's one of the first ones I bought quite a while ago. Is Beatles for Sale. Really like all the songs on here. Pretty good record. They were just starting to get more experimental with this record. There's a great picture on the back there. And the front. It has rock and roll music, which seems like the longest song in the world for some reason when you listen to this. But yeah, there's my first record. Next one. I just picked this up recently. Something new, the Beatles. I guess this was maybe their first record. I don't really know in America. As I'll Cry Instead, Things We Said Today. Those were on Help. I want to say. I can't remember, but yeah. It's and also this has the Komm Gib mir dein Hand, which is the German version of I Want to Hold Your Hand. Well, these American releases, these capital American releases, are weird. I'm so used to the UK releases. Next, what is Meet the Beatles, the first album by the English phenomenal. So this was, I guess, their first record in America. As I Want to Hold Your Hand, I saw her standing there. This boy, it won't be long. All I've got to do, all my lovin'. Don't bother me, little child, till there was you. Hold me tight. And I want to hold your hand. I want to be your man. Not a second time. Just weird orders. I wonder why Capitol was just messing with all the song orders back then. This is the same thing. This one's missing missing songs from which are normally you'd see on Rubber Soul. This features I've Just Seen a Face as side one. So, and on Rubber Soul in America, the UK, it's I Just Want to Baby Drive My Car. That's just weird. I wonder what they were thinking. And there's another weird American release. Yesterday and Today. This has Drive My Car on it. I'm Only Sleeping, which was missing from. They pretty much skipped Revolver. This was the American Revolver, I guess. Nowhere Man, Dr. Robert, Yesterday, Act Naturally, Andrew Bird Can Sing, If I Needed Someone, We Can Work It Out, What Goes On, and Day Tripper. Here they are. Okay, so Something New, the Beatles, the second album, the Beatles Story, Meet the Beatles, Beatles 65, the early Beatles, Beatles 5, Help, and Rubber Soul. I guess that was much better than just releasing the albums, so we could just hear all the songs and their progression through the years. That wasn't good enough for America. They just had to mess everything up. Here's a parlophone version of Sgt. Pepper. Has no writing at the top, the back, and inside. Let me get rid of this thing. This non-important information right here. Oops. Here we go. And then this is a reissue of Revolver. The normal version, I would think, call it. Revolver. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. And here is the reissue of Sgt. Pepper, mastered by George Martin's son, with guiding notes by Martin. This is amazing. It sounds so good. Phenomenal. If you never listened to Sgt. Pepper before, listen to this version. Even the digital version sounds great in comparison to previous stuff. Here's something a little weird. It's called Sweet Apple Tracks. And it's pretty much Let It Be stuff. Side 1, Two of Us, Don't Let Me Down, Susie Parker, I've Got a Feeling, No Pakistanis, Get Back, Don't Let Me Down. Side 2, Bebop Alula, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, High Heeled Sneakers, I Me My, I've Got a Feeling, One After 909, Norwegian Wood, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window. Side 3, Let It Be, Shaken in the 60s. That's a rare one. Good Rockin' Tonight, Across the Universe, Two of Us, Mama, You're Just on My Mind. Side 4, Tennessee, House of the Rising Sun, Back to Commonwealth, White Power Promenade, Hi Ho Silver, For You Blue, and Let It Be. It's got like the Beatles in the Twickenham studio thing. And then inside. I don't think the sound quality is too good on that for one of my memories. Next up, Magical Mystery Tour. This was my first CD I ever bought, was of Magical Mystery Tour. And this one has the color book in here. Colorful book. And it's falling apart. So I'm going to put it back together and move on. Next up is White Album. Pretty boring looking record. It says the Beatles on it. I guess that's the band. That one has the posters and the portrait pictures in it. It's pretty cool. And the next one this is a reissue. I don't have all the reissues, and I'd like to get all the reissues at a certain time, sometime in the future. This is Abbey Road, and Beatles, and this is kind of a weird one. The Baroque, I don't even know how to say that, Beatles book. These are like orchestral, Baroque music style Beatles songs. One of the more interesting one is what is it? Help. Help is weird. They quote from the John Lennon book in his own right, one of the poems at the beginning. It's kind of creative, kind of interesting. But it's like opera. This is the opera lady. In they came, hobbling and grubbling. This. Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. It's not that great. This is pretty fun. This is more in the line of when they started, when the anthology came out. Some of the stuff that was on the anthology records. This was on it. This has Love Me Do, like an alternative version of Love Me Do. Misery. There's a Place. She lebt dich, which is She Loves You in German. And I Love Her. Help. I'm Only Sleeping. I Am the Walrus. Penny Lane. Helter Skelter. Don't Pass Me By. The Inner Light. Across the Universe. You Know My Name. Look Up the Number, which is my favorite Beatles song, by the way. And Sgt. Pepper, Inner Groove. And it was owned by someone named Pissy Poo. That's what it says right there. Pissy Poo. That's what I see. It's not a very good name. This is my second to last one. This is a collection of Beatles interviews when they were in Australia. And if you're real into early Beatles interviews, which I'm not, I think I picked this up for $1 or something somewhere, and I just got it because it had those guys on it. Alright, this is my last record. This is a bootleg. It's the Beatles Complete Christmas Collection, 1963 to 1969. It's on a white record. This is a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in here. On the record, it doesn't even say it's the Beatles, from what I remember. It says nothing. It says Dragonfly Records presents The Sounds of the 60s, 33 1/3 RPM, a musical documentary. But it's the Beatles. It's all the Christmas singles. This was released before I think they were actually released. There's a CD out that they actually released a few years ago of all this stuff. And that's it. It's all my Beatles stuff. It's not a lot. I don't have everything. So I'm still going to have more. More to come. More Beatles stuff to come. I'll see you next time.